welcome to everyone. As you can see on the screen, today's topic for masterclass is getting tax deductions right. This is tax saving season. I'm sure a lot of people around you, especially your HR department, is probably asking you for your tax deductions. So from now until say 31st March, a lot of people will be making their tax saving investments. So, as wealth partners, this is probably the best time of the year to kickstart your journey in this field, and it's this these investments are also a gateway to acquire new clients because, as Sai Prashant will explain in the slides to come. Suggesting products for these kind of investments is very easy, and they are also very effective for the client. So yeah, with that, let's start. So again, like last time, and like last time, we have today Mr. Sai Prashant. He is a vice president and team lead at Wealthy. He has more than 3 years of experience. Today, he's leading a team at Wealthy, managing a AUM of 20 crores. And whenever he gets time, he helps us with sessions like these. So thank you, Sai, for joining us. Before Sai starts today's session, I would like to quickly explain why the government gives you tax deductions in the first place. Sai, can you move to the next slide? I see that a couple of people have raised their hands. As always, can you post your messages, your feedback, or any question you have in the chat box? Mr. Kunal, I think the screen is visible. I can see, and I think everyone else can see. Mr. Prakash Das has also raised his hand. Sir, could you also please, if you have any doubt or question, you can share it in the chat box. Okay. So yeah. So let's look at two people. Okay. So on the left is Mr. Ramesh, who is 25 years old, unmarried, single man. Okay. On the right column, highlighted in green color, you have Mrs. Ramya, 35 years old, and who has two kids. Both of them, as you can see, earn identical income. Both of them earn rupees 10 lakhs per annum. However, Ramya will pay a lot less tax than Mr. Ramesh. Let's look at why. Okay, so Ramya pays a home loan EMI, whereas Ramesh he pays rent. Okay, Ramesh invests all his savings in mutual funds, whereas Ramya she makes use of Section 80C to do her investments in ELSS, NPS, and Sukanya Samriddhi for her daughter. Okay. Likewise, she is able to claim some tax deduction using the tuition fees she pays for her children. Likewise, every year she contributes to the Prime Minister's Disaster Relief Fund. Not just that, she also owns an electric car, which gets her additional tax deduction. And finally, because she is a woman, she gets additional tax deduction for that. So when you combine all these, you will see that Ramya, although she earns the same amount as Ramesh, but she will pay a lot less in tax compared to him. So why is this? The reason is very simple. All incomes are not same, all expenses are not same, and all people are not same. So let me just conclude this slide by saying that by giving you another example. Let us take two people. One earns rupees 10 lakhs either by going to a game show like Kaun Banega Karodpati or through a lottery. Okay. Another is a farmer who makes rupees 10 lakhs per annum through agricultural income. So the person who earns money through a game show or a lottery will be taxed a lot more, whereas someone who earns money only through agricultural income will not be taxed even a rupee. As you can see, basically tax is used by the government to encourage or discourage certain behaviors. So those of you who saw this budget and the previous one would note that extra deduction has been given for either purchase of an electric car or if you take loan for buying an affordable home, which is usually under 45 lakhs. So basically, if you pay attention to what the government wants today and tomorrow, you will be able to better understand the tax deductions you are getting today and the tax deductions you will get in future. With that, I invite Sai to take over and continue with the rest of the session. Sai, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. I hope my voice is audible.
Yes.
So, as Jeannie started, so here the same thing is at any point of time, my incomes might be same or expenses might be same, but the procedure of savings or planning the income is totally a different one. So let's take any person of 25 years getting 10 lakhs or a person of 35 years who is having commitments getting 10 lakhs is not same. Why? Because a a person of 35 years has seen 10 years of career or 10 years of what they did previously, the mistakes, and they recollected and they started investing in a correct procedure. So here what happens is if the same person who might be starting at 25 knows about this all tax deductions and everything, then what happens is it will make sure that we will get the things in a correct manner. So just 1 minute, please. People are joining. Srini, can you admit all of them?
Yes, I'm admitting them.
Sorry. So here, when we compare that, so government has initiated so many saving schemes for ATC. So like employee provident fund. Why? Because previously people are not saving, so they want to uh, say that instead the employer can give something called employee provident fund and save instead of saving both. Like if employee and employer both are saving, then provident fund amount also will be increased and they can use that as savings. So it is for the employees or the salaried class. Then what about the person who is in a self-employment or having some source of income in the form of self-employment? For them, public provident fund. Now, some people are very conservative. Can you unmute? Who is on mute? Even over and after sometimes in 1990s and 2000, when the interest rates are high, people started giving more provident fund as there are enough with their equities and they don't want to take correct measures. Why? Because the market is not developed and so many frauds are happening. So they started voluntary provident fund also. So that's how the thing came into the picture. So here, when you see the schemes, this is from the government to elaborate more on tax savings. So the saving schemes, then what happened is when people started saving, so there should be some savings for baby goal also to give some priorities to them for for their marriage. So Sukanya Samruddhi was started, the National Pension Scheme to give extra. Why? Because pension schemes in India are not popular. If you see in US, people mostly used to save their retirement in the form of 401k. Why? Because 401k is market linked, whereas in India, Provident Fund or Sukanya Samriddhi are not market linked. Market linked in the sense they are not equity exposure. There are only debt funds in India. So senior citizen saving scheme like FD, post office or national, all these are FD kind of things. Most of the instrument why government is borrowing is there is a 5 years lock-in, so we can use that money for any purpose for 5 years. That's how government thought, and they started taking the money. Now what happens is they introduced more like home loan interest, then school tuition fees. Why? So they want to give more infrastructure. Why? Because infrastructure in India has to develop a lot, and compared to other countries, our infrastructure is not so great, and education should be the priority. So if I give school tuition fees and interest, home loan interest rate at a reduced interest rate, then what happens is people start building their house. Then government started affordable, giving Prime Minister Awas Yojana for 2.5 lakhs as a refund for the affordable houses which are below 45 lakhs. So health insurance premiums also. So insurance, what happens is everyone should be secured. In other countries, what happens is health insurance is compulsory and mandatory. If you go to hospital, first they will ask whether you have insurance or not. In India, nobody asks. It's like they want money. They don't want to climb from the insurance company. They want money. So what happens is our health insurance, our health. Previously, if you see, currently people have awareness about health insurance because of COVID. I can say in at the time of COVID, lot of people has taken health insurances, and health insurance business, life insurance has drastically improved. I can say very much improved. So what are the common mistakes? Why I have to wait until 31st March? There is no reason, right? It's 1st April or 31st March. It is the same. It's like just a 1 day difference. If you lose 1 day, then you have to wait. You are losing all your tax benefits. Investing only to avoid taxes. So let's take one example. You are investing. It's not like you are giving some charity to anyone to live. So it's about investing. Investing is for future use. When you are investing, you have to use your skills or your mentalities to keep them. It's not like only to avoid taxes. Let's take one example. Suppose I am a person who is of 11.5 lakhs or 12 lakhs of salary. Then what I did is 2 lakhs. With 2 lakhs, like I have taken money, 1.5 lakhs of PP for ELSS, or another 50,000 NPS, and another 25,000 of uh, in health insurance. So here what happens is automatically from 30% tax slab I have become 20% tax slab. That means automatically I am reducing 10%. Apart from 10%, what I'm taking is another returns also. Let's take ELSS fund, or my, if I'm an aggressive client, I got ELSS fund. If I'm conservative, I can go for endowment plan or anything. So here what happens is if ELSS fund gives 10% return also in any year, now I am saving, I'm getting 20% return, not like 10%. Why? Because already 10% is given by government in the form of tax reduction. Another 10% I'm getting in the form of return. So I'm getting 20%. You have to see your calculation like that. Investing in tax saving FDs is only conservative investment. Then why you have, at the age of below 40, why I have to be conservative? So better be little bit aggressive. What happens is in 3 years, your fund might get doubled also. Either you are telling I will be sticking to that fund, that FD at that rate of returns. Why? Then investing in AAA schemes. If it is not required, why to invest? Then over diversifying. So some of the clients will be there. So they will be over diversifying in the form of debt investment. Like they will think, suppose they have 5 lakhs of fund, and they will think to invest that 5 lakhs over the period of time. Like in PPF they will invest 1.5, then voluntary PF they will invest another 1.5, and Sukanya Samruddhi another 1.5. So all 4.5 is locked in. See, if the situation comes like COVID, and they lost the job, then where they can get the money? So here 1.5 is the maximum deduction they will get. Why to invest more? So what is the impact of 2021? So reduced investments in ULIPs. So what ULIPs and EPF also. So people about 10 lakhs, what they are doing is they are increasing their basic salary. So your EPF will be paid on basic salary. So if basic salary increase, then EPF is also increase. EPF contribution also increases. So what government did is more than 2.5 lakhs in a year. If you do, then that investment which is causing more than 2.5 lakhs is taxable. PPF will not make you rich anytime. If you am getting a fixed rate of return, why it will make me invest there? Investing in zero risk products will give lower yields. Suppose let's take, I am thinking of 6% before 10 years and 6% after 10 years is very different. So current rate of interest is 6%. In 2014, the rate of interest is around 10%. Where is 10%? Where is 6%? Going forward, the interest rate will decrease. It is not like increasing. A developed country, what we are adopting is we are seeing other countries which are developed and we are adopting the strategy of them. Like you can see, reduced rate of interest is adopted from US. So what US did mistake is previously they are used to print excessive of cash. Then inflation is go on increasing. Then what they did is they stopped printing the cash. Then they started borrowing the money from the public in the form of bond issues. Then third, what they did is, if you know, US pension fund is more than $1 trillion. More than $1 trillion. Can you unmute?
I will like, Sai, I will like take care of it. Yeah.
So what you should advise to your clients? So diversify correctly. What is required? Let's take, my requirement is only for tax saving, and how much is required? So 1.5 lakhs is required, or 2 lakhs is required, or 3 lakhs is required. Based on that, you diversify, and there are more tax deduction. You have to get, suppose currently we are showing three. One is ATC, that is ELSS, then insurance, then comes PPF, EPF, VPF, Sukanya Samruddhi. Diversify correctly. How much is required? 1.5 lakhs is required. For a person of 25 or 35, there is an age difference. So think about the age and diversify. If a person of 25 to 30, you can tell them to invest in ELSS. If it is 30 to 35, take term plan. Why? Because at that point of time, they will get commitments. So what happens is commitment is very important for them. So even term plans comes under insurance, and insurance is comes under the section ATC. For paying earlier the term plan, earlier the savings. Simple. Why? Because if I die at the early age or at the age of 60, both are similar. But if I take the term plan at the age of 25 and at the age of 35, there is lot difference. The premiums will become higher and higher. Don't get misled by the insurance agents or money back plans. So I will tell a common scenario. Every family in India will have an insurance agent. He will come suppose when I get a job, he will be the first person to come to me. Yeah, you got the job. Now what is that? You have to start saving for your future. And he will not tell anything. He will tell, come, take this insurance policy. This is money back. Savings you do for 20 years. You will get after 20 years how much savings you know, like that. But at the end, he will be not doing anything. He will give one bowl full of eggs and he will tell, go. It's like, what we will do with 3% or 4% return. So don't get misled. I think Srini, you will be the correct person to explain this.
Yes, I actually in one of my previous sessions I had explained a case in which my mother bought a policy in 2001. Okay, and I think she was paying about 8,000 every per annum. Every 5 years she would get 15,000 back, and after 20 years she got 1.8 lakhs. And during this period she also got 1 lakh insurance coverage. Okay, so if you consider all this, it might appear as if it's a very good deal, but you need an Excel sheet and you need a formula to calculate the IRR that you got. And when you do that, you realize that you will get only 5 to 6% return at a time when even bank FD, PPF, and everything else was offering you 9%. Put simply, there is uh, generally no good reason to buy these money back policies that these LIC insurance agents offer. In some cases, there might be a good reason, but generally speaking, it's not a good idea to go for it.
And one more thing is also there. So every family there will be one insurance agent who want money. Third thing, choosing the right financial advisor. Right financial advisor like us. What happens is we'll think about their future. So what is, you will not think about the present. You will think about their future. So what is their future? How you have to diversify. At the age of 25, tell him to take a term plan and pay only for 6 years or 7 years. So you are reduced. You will pay only 4% or 5% of sum assured. So sum assured is 1 crore. You will pay. You will be end up in paying 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs for the coverage of 1 crore instead of paying 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs. Regular pay. What happens is in regular pay also people can select regular pay until unless they are disciplined. There is one survey did by LIC. So more than 10 years, no person in India is paying the premium. If it is a 20 years plan also, more than 10 years, they are forgetting about paying the premiums. In a term plan, what happens is if you lapse one premium also, you cannot recover. And the term plan is lapsed. So you will not get the cover from future. Asset allocation matters even in tax saving. Why? Because previously I told aggressive investing all over the schemes. Like I have EPF, PPF, savings, ELSS, so many schemes in India. Why to invest all? I require only 1.5 lakhs. Think about only 1.5 lakhs. And remaining, you can see. Like suppose you want to pitch Sanchay to your client, don't use it as a tax saving investment. Think about the returns are tax free. So like that, you have to keep in mind how the planning should be there. Once you are planning, see the IRR or see the returns, how much they can get. Based on that, plan it accordingly. That's how the thing is. Then here is the overview how the schemes are there. Government schemes, then mutual funds, then insurance. So there are different products. So if it comes to mutual fund, ELSS. So ELSS also here we are diversifying more, like investing into Axis long term asset. So these funds might change every year. So here you need not take care about that. Just when you go to Wealthy app or when you suggest a client directly in our product deck, what ELSS funds you are suggesting will be there. So just you have to share one payment link, or you can ask the client to purchase through app. The simple one. So in ULIPs currently what happened is when you are investing more than 2.5 lakhs, then it comes taxable after after March. So not recommended. Then term plan at any point of time it is suggested till the age of 45, 50, 60. So here what happens is term plan is one which we require, more and more of thinking whether I have to take term plan of how much cover at age. So everything is depending on your commitments. So with Wealthy, we have tied up with almost all life insurance companies. So HDFC, Tata, Bajaj, Max, anything, whichever you want. You can ask your relationship manager; they will share the quotation for you. Even in annuity plans, guaranteed pension plan is there, but I don't suggest pension plan. Why? Because returns are taxable. Then guaranteed income for life, which is uh, which is like Sanchay Plus. So Sanchay Plus, both returns are tax free, and even when we invest also, those are also come pay premiums and payouts both are tax free under section 80C and 1010. And Sanchay Par Advantage also saving advantage is also tax free, and ATD health insurance we are almost tied up with all general insurance companies, Care, Max, Bupa, HDFC, Argo, etc. So any doubts in this, you can post me. Either you can unmute and ask your queries, or you can type in chat
Sai,
box.
actually, Milind has asked a few questions. Okay, so we'll actually ask. Okay, um, okay. So one, his question is: will company provided insurance to employees? Is that counted as tax deduction?
No.
No. Okay. What are EEE schemes? Triple E schemes are exempt. Like for example, when you invest in PPF, for example, when you invest at that time, no tax is levied. When your portfolio grows, even at that time, there is no tax imposed on the capital gains. And when the product matures and when you get the money, even at that time, there is no tax. Okay. Whereas if you look at most of the products, they are taxed at least one of these three stages. So I hope that answers it. And then, oh yeah, one more question: is ELSS good to invest, or even that comes under common mistakes?
ELSS
Sai,
at
do you
the
want to
age
take
of,
that?
yeah, diversification. So what happens is at the age of 25, 35, or 45, there are different in the perception and asset allocation. Your asset allocation at the age of 25 is different. At the age of 45 is different. Why? Because at the age of 45, I have commitments. So think about the commitments and invest accordingly. Every time ELSS is not a good one. Every time it is not a bad.
Okay, we have one more question from Milind, and I don't think this falls under tax saving, but I'll still ask. Suppose a client wants to invest more than 2 lakhs as lump sum, and he's ready to wait for 2 to 3 years to get good returns. So, how we decide what to advise and on what criteria?
So I mean, you told about investing 2 lakhs, but you didn't ask about what risk he wants to take, risk of capital, whether he wants to take entire risk of capital, like investing in a small cap fund and forgetting about that criteria you can take. And 2 to 3 years is the origin you are given. So you have to give the risk appetite and age of the customer. Then only we can decide what he wants to invest and how he wants to invest. And what is the criteria? Like after 3 years, why he requires that money? That is also we have to see.
And is that applicable now also?
PPF,
On
yes, PPF, EPF, ULIPs more than 2.5 lakhs are taxable.
again, it is combined. So PPF plus so all three put together, it will be anything over 2.5 lakhs will be taxed per
Yes,
annum.
yes, correct. Parents aged 72 and 81, they have health coverage from this ECHS is an employer, so this cannot be considered as ATD. They don't need life insurance, but what should they invest in? So here, employer, as per companies, only some health diseases are covered. Not every diseases are covered as per companies. So taking an individual policy is better than having an employee. Why? Because if you lose a job, then your health insurance is lapsed. So at the age of 72 or 81, no insurance company will try to give the health insurance to them. Or if they will give also, they will ask copay. Copay is nothing but you have to pay something, and health insurance company also will pay something.
Maxon has a question. Are returns in NPS taxable? I don't. Depends whether you are going for tier one or tier two.
Yes, correct. Tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3.
They're only okay. And yeah, so Milind, yeah, PPF, as long as it is under 2.5 lakhs, like all PPF, you can invest only up to 1.5 lakhs per annum. So to that extent, it is triple E. But let's say if you are investing, in your employer EPF, PPF, and VPF, all three put together, if it is going beyond 2.5 lakhs, then it will be taxed only at the stage of investment. Okay, your capital gains and your maturity will not be taxed, at least according to the current rule.
Hi, I just have a question. This is Jeev. Just a question on the same lines of the new Employee Provident Fund or rather Provident Fund. So that is about 2.5 lakh of contribution only by the employee, or it's
together.
it's 2.5 or 2.5 lakh of interest generated.
No, 2.5 lakh of employee contribution.
Correct.
Got
your
it. So, for example, so I was talking to someone. So, and the person had about 35 lakhs in Provident Fund. And every month, his own voluntary contribution, and the overall contribution goes to about 30,000 every month.
Okay.
Okay, that's only the every month contribution plus about 20,000 per month on an average gets an interest on the contribution he already has for so many years. So, if we withdraw some part from his kitty, then was only contribution or contribution plus interest.
Sorry, your question was, I'm not able to understand your question. Can you type in why? Because your voice is crackling in between.
Oh, okay, I'll do that.
Client is currently subscribed for LIC money back policies. Which are best alternatives we can suggest? Which is the best alternative we can suggest to the client, which can cover life? So you can suggest Sanchay. Why? Because LIC money back policies are linked with the market. Sanchay is not linked with the market. But see the age of the client. Don't give over commitment. Why? Because next year also he has to pay. If the person is invested in EPF, PPF, NPS, is it good or bad? It's based on how much he is investing, Sagar. So if he is investing up to 1.5 and 50,000 in NPS, it's good. If he's going beyond, then it is taxable. Tax is inclusive. Yes, Ramakrishna, it's inclusive.
Also, it depends on NPS. It depends on whether it is tier 1 or tier 2. If you're putting money in tier 1, it is locked till the age of 60, and after that, even then, you will get only 60% of the money back. 40% has to be compulsorily invested in an annuity scheme. So, generally speaking, NPS is not a really good option. I mean, unless you are the kind who cannot control spending money.
Correct. And Dilpreet question is reframing my question. My father is a retired army officer, aged. Okay, let's ECHS medical coverage for both him and his mother. He wants to invest for short term. In which funds? So based on his age, so he wants to save for his grandchildren or sons. Based on that, you can take. Otherwise, if he wants to invest for himself, then you can use short-term conservative funds. Like we have debt portfolio. You can suggest that, or you can suggest FD also. Bajaj FD also is giving good interest based on his criteria. Why he wants to invest. If he wants to invest for his future generation, go with aggressive portfolio. Why? Because he doesn't require that money for him. It is after 5 years or 6 years down the line he wants. 2.5 lakhs is for the principal or interest or both together? Both together. Principal is the major one. 2.5 lakhs is for the annual contribution or it is for every year? It's the annual contribution. Then we surrender the money back policies and other whole life plans and go for the better options. So yes, you can surrender after 3 years. You will get the surrender benefit. See the returns at any point of time. You are losing something is better. But if you are losing, see, let's take a lakh, and 3 lakhs I paid, and I am getting 3 lakhs 10,000 also. It is good only. Why? Because I'm not taking the commitment for next 15 or 16 years. Why? Because all these money back plans are like 20 years. Who will remember the 20 years policy? And at the end of 20 years, who will remember how much returns I get? So Gopala Krishnan, you can take that into consideration. Every time consider your returns and you can go there. So every now and then we used to make this pointers. So you can use this for sending to your clients also, which is suitable and why. While surrendering, we lose lot of already paid amount. We will not lose. We will lose interest. if monthly user is already ready to save 1,000 rupees, then we suggest them mutual fund. Which mutual fund? So 1,000 rupees for what? So whether he has commitments or he is for future use or for what? You have to ask him for what reason he wants to save. Based on that, you can save Devish. You have mentioned Bajaj. Can you please can you specify the full name again, please? Bajaj FT. I'm telling you about Bajaj FT. Bajaj Finance FT. You mean you will get back the principal? Yes, that's it. Because instead of waiting for 20 years and investing another 17 lakhs, getting 3 lakhs back, that's fine, right? Losing something is better than losing everything. That is called opportunity loss, I can say. Nowadays, investors are more knowledgeable. They ask whether it is a direct or regular mutual fund. So, see, Ashish, you asked a very good question. So here you are telling about direct or regular mutual funds. It's not about direct or regular mutual funds. It's about returns. If you are giving 20% return with regular fund or 10% with direct fund, is not similar. So it's like going for a 5-star restaurant and going for a nearby restaurant also. Both are giving the same food. Sometimes your more expertise giving solutions will make them more returns. So 2%, think about 2% extra return you generated for 10 years will give how much compounding effect. And till now, direct funds didn't give any returns. I can say direct fund who have invested in direct funds didn't get any returns. Why? Because they think over knowledgeable and they invest on their own and they lose the returns. At that time, I get the clear case study about Franklin. Most of the Franklin investors are direct fund investors. Now you tell me, Ashish. If you can unmute and ask, that would be a better one. So, Franklin has 6 funds which are debt funds. People 80% to 90% who invested in that fund are direct fund. See how it happened. They thought they are very knowledgeable. And I will tell you on one case study also. We told all our investors before Franklin funds are locked in, we told them to come out. I think it's in 2019 November itself, we told every of our clients to come out from Franklin. Many financial jargons, very confusing section. It's very complex to understand. Sandeep, better you go through this video again, then you will understand what I'm going to tell. Why? Because these are not jargons, but what happens is when you are going for wording, then you will understand. I have a suggestion. Can you please take separate section for people who are just post to your relationship manager. We will try to do that.
Sandeep, see, we are already, I'm not sure if you are aware, but almost every day there is a session at around the same time, 7:30, in which we explain basic concepts of personal finance to all people. Okay. If, however, if that session is not able to clear your doubts, please reach out to your relationship manager and he or she will do something that will help you.
And we have some recorded sessions also you can get. Reframing my question. Customer is looking to save 1,000 rupees for future use. Best plan is go with long-term aggressive portfolio, which is micro SIP, which we have designed recently. So you can use that. Devish, I think I answered your question. So go for micro SIP aggressive. Yes. Any other questions?
Sir, can I ask, sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, the Sukanya Samruddhi is there, no?
Yes.
In that, the child has to have less than 3 years or more than 3 years?
No. Less than 10 years, they can invest. More than 10 years, they cannot invest.
I will answer that. It is you can invest for a child who is older than 3 years. However, think of it this way. I think the full like I think it requires a full period of 18 years. So if the child is 3 years, I think the product will mature at the age of 21 or 24. Correct, Sai?
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
if the child is 11 years, we can't put up.
No,
Yes.
you can't put. And even if, let's say, for example, if you have a child who is 4 years old, see, generally, you need money when the child decides to go for graduation, which is usually at the age of 17 or 18. Okay, you will be able to get the entire money only when the child gets married, either at the age of 18, and if that does not happen, then you will get only 50% of the money. So, which means
Okay.
you will not have money for the education of the child. You will only have the money when the child gets married. If which is probably at the age of 25 or 26. So, which is why
Oh,
if it is younger than 3 years, it is not recommended. I will share a link explaining that.
okay, sir. Okay.
Rishabh, you will get assigned the relationship manager in another 1 hour and you will get a message.
Hello, Sai.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Sai, this is Philip here.
Yeah, Philip.
I just wanted to ask you a question. If I meet a 30 years old individual and he's working and he's just starting, now he wants to invest. So suppose he has 100 rupees. Okay. Just for example, for 100 rupees.
Yeah.
How do I allocate it accordingly? Because at the age of 30, I'm sure he'll get married in a year or two. Might be down the line, he wants enough wealth and funds. Might be for his children education, say by age of 50. So that 100 rupees, how should I aggressively allocate and this person?
So you asked a very good question. So let me give one live example where I plan the financials of a 30 years old guy. So what happens is 30 years old guy not married. So first clause is he's not married. So he don't have any commitment as of now, but it might be in future. So he can go aggressive for now. Like you don't have commitments. So he can take up any aggressive plans like aggressive mutual funds, aggressive stocks, which he should have some knowledge. Otherwise, you should have some knowledge. So as per age, he can go to 70 to 60% of equity, 20% into debt, and 10% into emergency fund.
Okay.
I think you got this, Philip. 70% based on the age. So 100 minus 30 years. So 70 is into equity. 10 is into emergency fund, which he can use at any point of time. And 20% is into debt. If he knows the debt, how he can use. If you don't have any commitment, 90% you can take.
Okay. But suppose if he's married at 30 years, then what happens?
Then what happens is take term plan first.
Okay.
Why? Because he's committed first. So if he is not there, then how it will be?
Okay.
So term plan. So term plan around 30-35 rupees will go for term plan only. Why? Because we suggest at any point of time limited pay. Why? Because as I told you previously also, more than 10 years people will forget about paying the premiums.
Term plan basically is a debt, right? Debt.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So your debt goes up and your equity
no, not debt. Debt will not go up because within 10 years you are saving a lot of money. Let's say by paying regular, you are paying around 20 lakhs of premium. By paying limited, you are paying only 5 lakhs.
Okay.
So see how much savings you are doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So see that also. Sometimes 50 to 60% of savings also matters. That also comes under returns only.
And I think the terms of the policy are slightly different for single pay as well as regular pay, correct?
Not single pay, limited pay.
Limited pay, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Single pay, if I say nobody has that much of income at 30 to pay 5 lakhs or 6 lakhs at a time.
Right.
Yeah. So I suggest limited pay where the person will be affordable paying 50,000 or 60,000 for 10 years or maximum 10 years. After that, he will forget power will be there.
I think, Sai, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in single pay or limited pay, I think some plans offer money back, right? Like there is
money back policies are there and coverage is also there. More coverage, surrender values also will be there. Tata.
A small request to everyone, while we appreciate all the questions, we would prefer if we if the questions are related to the topic that we are taking, because we always run short of time. So we would prefer questions that are relevant to the topic we are covering today.
Ravi, I think you are asking about guild funds. Guild funds are government security funds. So government security funds are for secured individuals. So if the age of the individual is around 70 and he is thinking about safest instrument in the world, then I will suggest guild funds. Why? Because the underlying is Government of India security, which will not default anytime. Dilpreet, how was Bajaj FT offers 7.25 and versus Sriram Union fixed deposit use? What happens is, I'm not telling you to go with that. I'm just Dilpreet, previously I have given an option. See about the option. So see, suppose your father is a retired army individual getting some money as a pension. Where he wants to invest? Why he wants to invest? Suppose he wants to invest for himself, then you can suggest FDs. If he don't want to invest for himself, he wants to invest for your future or your children's future. At that point of time, the investment criteria is totally different. Think about that and think about this. And there are so many FDs. Suppose let's take S Bank FDs also in month of 2020 March. They are closed. Closed in the sense I cannot redeem more than the certain amount. So at any point of time, you have to see which FDs you are doing. Bajaj as a brand is a big one. That's the reason we are tied up with Bajaj. Not like we can do Shriram also. Currently we are not doing, but in future we can do Shriram also. Shriram is also good name. The people of South India knows about Shriram. Yeah. Any other questions? We have another 2 minutes left. I think
Just one quick point. So in a few minutes, I will be sharing tax creatives, creatives or graphics related to tax saving in your respective WhatsApp groups. So you can use those creatives to reach out to your clients. The one that you're seeing on your screen right now, those and a few others, you will be getting it in a few minutes from now. Imtiaz, like I said, we can share it only in the respective WhatsApp groups. Sai, can you quickly answer these maybe 2 or 3 more questions before we conclude the session?
yeah. Just answer. So, pregnancy due date is May 2021 from now. Which instrument is suggested? Pregnancy due date. So you are talking about health insurance. So every health insurance will not cover pregnancy, maternity. So you have to see the clauses. And as the pregnancy is nearing by, I think it won't be covered immediately.
Also, pregnancy is not a disease; it's usually a planned condition. So
yes,
almost
correct.
it is never covered generally in most insurance unless it's a group insurance or if you pay policy for 4 or 5 years. But generally, it is
You
not
have
covered.
to pay extra premium for that. For covering maternity, you have to pay extra premium. Generally want to know why we see only big names are there with wealthy I think so. HDFC, Axis, Bajaj. Why not DSP? DSP we are doing, but currently we are not doing with DSP or Tata only because currently the economy previously in bad shape. So now let's go with the big names. So whenever there are returns in, so previously now also we are tied up with some PMS companies like 2.2 Capital, Ambit, Sundaram, ASK. So when the companies are good, then we are going to invest. Previously we are investing in DSP. Now also we are investing in. If you can see in our thematic portfolio, DSP is there. Can you please add me to the WhatsApp group? We will add it.
Hi.
Hello.
You said that pension returns as taxable, right?
Yes.
So I would like to know what is the percentage of tax
So
for pension returns?
based on the tax slab.
Okay, based on tax slab. Okay.
Yes.
So it will be applicable for both the gender, right?
Yes.
Okay.
When government reduces interest rate, what happened in Guild Fund. So here what happens is whenever the reduction in interest rate happens, Guild Fund gives more returns. Simple. In 2014, the interest rate is 10%. Now it is 6%. So if a person who has taken 1 crore of FD, if he comes and sells it in the general market now, he will get more money. Simple. Principal will give more returns. That's how Guild Fund works. Ravi, I think I have answered your question. Any other questions?
I think no. So yeah, thank you for attending today's session. We have, like I said, I have shared all the tax saving related creatives in your respective WhatsApp groups, so you can reach out, use them to reach out to your clients. Again, if you have any other queries, you can forward them to us by contacting your relationship manager. Thank you for attending. The next session will be on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. If you have any feedback about the session, we would love it. We would love to hear it from you. Again, you can reach out to me directly via the WhatsApp group. I'm present in all WhatsApp groups, or you can contact your relationship manager and share your feedback about today's session. I hope you found it useful. Thank you for attending, and thank you for your questions. And thanks a lot, Sai, for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. Good night.